Having valid immigration documents will not only help you get through customs, but keeping your documents up to date is also a requirement of maintaining your F1 or J1 status. Here we'll take a look at the documents you will need to enter the U.S. You can always see a list of the exact documents you will need to enter the U.S. depending on your situation on the OIA travel page. Now, let's take a look at the documents you will need to enter the U.S. in F1 or J1 status while you are still a student. First is your passport. Your passport should be valid at least 6 months into the future. If it expires within the next 6 months, you may need to apply for a new passport. Next, here is your entry visa. The entry visa looks very similar for F1 and J1 students. You will be able to see your visa type, F1 or J1, here. This red number is your visa number, and this is your visa expiration date. Your visa must be valid any time you enter the U.S. However, your visa can expire when you are legally in the U.S. So if you are in the U.S. when this date passes, that's fine as long as you're still maintaining your F1 or J1 immigration status. You'll only need a new visa if you plan to leave the U.S. and then re-enter in your student status. Students from Canada do not require an entry visa and do not need to get one. Now let's take a look at your I-20 or DS-2019. The visa shows that you're legally eligible to enter the U.S., whereas the I-20 for F1 students or DS-2019 for J1 students shows that you're legally eligible to stay in the U.S. and study. For F1 students, here is your I-20. You took a close look at the I-20 in the Maintaining Status section, so for a quick review, here's your SEVIS ID number. Here's your personal information, school information, and program information. And this is where you need to sign at the bottom. Also on your I-20 are your program start and end dates. These always need to be accurate and reflect when you're actually attending courses. If you need to have additional time to finish your program or you're finishing early, you'll need to contact our office so we can update your record. This will need to occur in advance of any changes to your record. This is page 3 of your I-20. On it, you can see a section for travel signature. These are also called travel endorsements. When you travel into the U.S., one of your requirements is that you have a valid travel signature. These signatures are good for 1 year. So, if this were signed on 6/15/2013, it would be valid until 6/15/2014. If you are an F1 student on post-completion OPT, your signature will only be valid for 6 months. Now let's take another look at the DS-2019 for J1 students. To review, here's the SEVIS ID number, personal information, program start and end dates, and where this document should be signed by you. The section for your travel signature is right here. Whether you're an F1 or J1 student, you can get a travel signature at the OIA front desk anytime during business hours on a walk-in basis. All you need to bring is your document and a photo ID. Finally, when you're traveling into the U.S., you should bring additional supporting travel documents. If you're a new student, this should be an admissions letter. The admissions letter shows that you're actually supposed to be coming into the U.S. to study. You should bring proof of financial support to show that you can pay for your time here. This would be the same documents that you used to qualify for your I-20 or DS-2019 originally. Next, if you are a continuing student, you should bring an official transcript to show that you've been full-time enrolled during your time at UChicago. Additionally, you can bring a full-time enrollment letter, which is a letter from our office showing that you've maintained your status. And finally, we recommend you bring the contact information for OIA in case you encounter any immigration problems while you're traveling. If you are a dependent of an F1 or J1 student or will be working on post-completion OPT or academic training, there will be additional documents for you to show for entry. Make sure to read the information below and check the OIA website on the travel page for more information. If you have questions, please visit the OIA website or email international-affairs@uchicago.edu.